So you've got that sciatica pain, and for the most part, you can handle it. But then, you get to a flight of stairs. If you know that feeling, you're in the right place. Today, we're going to break down how to get downstairs without that sharp, zinging pain.
All right, let's just get right to the heart of it, shall we? Why does going downstairs feel so much worse than going up? For a lot of people, climbing is okay, maybe a little tough, but descending is just brutal. I promise, it's not in your head. There's a real mechanical reason for it, and that's what we're going to unpack.
Yeah, this one probably hits home for a lot of you. That feeling like someone just flipped a light switch in your leg, sudden, sharp, and totally out of your control, you are not imagining it. And today, we're going to figure out how to keep that switch from flipping.
Okay, so first up, why does downstairs hurt so much? You know, if we can really understand the why, it's so much easier to figure out how to change the experience.
The key thing to get your head around here is this idea of the controlled drop. See, when you go downstairs, it's not really like walking. It's more like a series of tiny controlled falls. Your body has to slam on the brakes with every single step to absorb the impact, and it's that repeated braking that can really jolt an already angry sciatic nerve.
And there are three things that really crank up the volume on that pain. You can think of them as the pain amplifiers. First is speed. Going too fast turns that controlled drop into a jarring impact. Second is twist. Any little rotation of your torso can be a huge irritant. And third, the long step. Reaching for that next step down just increases the load and makes you wobble.
Okay, so we get the why. Now let's talk about the how. How do we actually fix this? Let's get into a really simple but super effective protocol designed to just calm everything down.
Now, this isn't some intense workout. It's just about creating a new, calm pattern. You follow these 7 steps. The real magic is right there in step 5. Bring other foot to meet. That means both of your feet land on the same step before you go to the next one. That one little change takes a ton of pressure and instability out of the equation. And look, I get it. You might feel a little awkward doing this at first, a bit slow, maybe even silly. But you have to remember this. The only people judging you are in your head. But that nerve pain, that is very, very real. Our goal here is to calm the nerve, not win a stair-descending race.
Okay, so which leg do you lead with? It actually matters. Here's a super simple way to decide. If one leg just hurts more, step down with the less painful leg first. But what if one leg just feels weak or unreliable? Then you lead with that stronger, more reliable leg. You want to prioritize stability. If they're both about the same, just pick the side that feels most solid.
All right, you've got the basic move down. Now let's fine-tune it a bit. A few small details can make this even more effective.
Let's talk about the handrail. A lot of us have a death grip on it, right? White knuckles. But all that tension just shoots right up your arm, into your shoulder, and through your torso, making things worse. Think of the rail as a guide, not a panic button. Aim for like a 6 out of 10 grip effort, firm but not tense.
And here are 3 little mental cues for your body that make a huge difference. First, think quiet landing. Don't just let your foot drop. Place it down softly. Second, keep your ribs over your pelvis. This stops you from leaning way forward and straining your back. And finally, look 1 or 2 steps ahead, not down at your toes. It helps you keep your balance.
All right, we've covered what to do. Now for the equally important part, what not to do. Avoiding these 2 really common mistakes can change everything.
Mistake number 1, and it's a big one, is what I call the downhill lunge. You know the move, that big, long, reaching step you take when you're in a hurry. It just pulls your whole body forward and forces a hard, jarring landing. The fix? It sounds almost too simple, but it's just taking a shorter step. That's it.
And this quote just says it all, doesn't it? It's so true. What our brain thinks looks confident and decisive, our nervous system can read as a major threat. This isn't a performance, it's about making your nerve feel safe. The other big mistake? The twist and reach. This happens all the time when we're carrying things, right? Or trying to talk to someone behind us. That rotation puts a ton of strain on your low back. The fix is just to keep your shoulders and hips pointing straight down the stairs. Seriously, if you're carrying groceries, just make 2 trips. It's worth it.
And this is maybe the most important takeaway of all. Pushing through the pain doesn't make you tougher. It really doesn't. All it does is teach your body and your brain to expect pain on the stairs. So you start tensing up before you even take the first step. It just creates a vicious cycle.
Okay, let's put this all together into something you can actually go and try, like right now, a little experiment to see what works for you.
That's it, just 3. 3 trips down a single flight of stairs is all you need to gather some incredibly valuable information about what your body actually needs to feel safer.
Okay, here's your experiment. First trip, go down the stairs your usual way. You know, the way that probably hurts. Be careful. Second trip, use that step 2 protocol we just talked about. Third trip, do the protocol again, but this time go ridiculously, painfully slow. Then just notice which one felt the calmest. And whatever that is, make it your go-to for the next week.
And that's what this is all about. It's a total mindset shift. You're not trying to beat the stairs or conquer your symptoms. You're just trying to reduce the sense of threat. And when your nervous system stops seeing the stairs as a threat, they become, well, just stairs again. They become negotiable. Okay, and before we finish up, this is absolutely critical. Everything we've talked about is for managing typical sciatica symptoms. But if you experience any of the things on this list, and I mean any of them, that's a different story. These are red flags. This is not something to wait on. You need to get that checked out by a doctor immediately.
So I'll leave you with this question to think about. What if that slow, careful, maybe even slightly awkward way you go down the stairs today isn't a setback? What if it's actually the first step your body is taking to build a much better, less painful tomorrow?